Hello, it's Marina from the Butterfly Effect, and this is a reading for the collective for the next 7 days. Something I used to do a very long time ago and have only been doing them on Patreon for the last 6-7 months. So it is more of a macro read, but you can fit it to your circumstances. I've not laid out the spread just yet. I have taken the central energy for the week, and it is the ship. This can speak of the main themes that are going to be coming up are in terms of travel. Overseas trade, transport. It can be a card of wishing, hoping, longing. I did hear get out of my car and into my dreams, or out of my dreams and into my car, yes. And I also heard, and don't bring me down, because we have got Saturn coming through, so I do think there is going to be, the main topic is going to be transport or travel, holidays, foreign countries, cars. Yeah, it can be about inheritances and gains, depending on what comes up round about it. It would need to be related to finances. The dice is speaking of the 9th house, which is also long distance travel, foreign countries. It's the house of spirituality and religion, education, higher learning, faith, belief. And I just feel that because that don't bring me down, because Sagittarius is such a positive, uplifting, fun, energetic energy, and it's come through with Saturn, and Saturn's very restrictive. It's like a really stern father, a bit of a spoil sport even. Speaks of hard lessons and karma and difficulties, and it is in terms of the 9th house energy, and specifically Sagittarius. You might want to look at where Sagittarius is in your chart. Sagittarius is the 9th sign of the zodiac as well. So it just feels like, Sagittarius wants to have fun, wants to travel, wants to be passionate and optimistic. It's a bit of a philosopher at heart, really. And it feels in some way that may be kind of thwarted or spoiled. And there's a feeling that if it doesn't happen, it's almost like someone saying, don't bring me down. I've got plans, I've got hopes, I'm excited about something. So let's see what's coming in for the collective. Yeah, this is the restrictions. This is obstacles. Now, again, it does speak of things happening abroad at a distance from you. But this actually represents the collective energy I'm reading for. The central energy is a ship. It will affect everything. But the collective are coming through with the mountain. The mountain can speak of enemies, but in the main it's saying that there are obstacles in terms of trade, transport, movement, going on holiday, delays, delayed travel. Yeah, it feels like somebody's like pretty exuberant. Sagittarius is just such a fun sign. They're just true optimists. They just want to have fun. And it just feels serious, and it's like trying to slow progress down. The collective, please, Spirit. 9-box spread for the collective. Next 7 days, the collective. And the bear. Now, bear makes things bigger. That can be Russia, just saying. It can speak of a mother. I mean, honestly, this can speak of a powerful enemy abroad. The bear is power, it's control, it's dominance, and it has a lot of positive virtues with it as well. It speaks of wealth, investments, and it's big wealth. It's not your general cash flow. Obstacles there as well, but seeing it next to the bear represents an enemy, and a powerful enemy at that. So there's a feeling of exerting control and dominance over here. The collective for the next week. The collective. Communication. So, I mean, this can be in terms of applications, visas, passports. It is formal communication usually, and it's any sort of documentation. So it can relate to, any sort of financial instrument, or it can literally be a bank statement. I mean, it can speak of some sort of inheritance as well, but this is like powerful communication. There's almost like a feeling someone wants to exert their dominance here. Let's see, the collective, please. The collective. Burning bridges or building bridges is basically the meaning of that card. Okay, so we do have something to do with money here. And honestly, that is a combination of inheritance. So, you know, you can like zoom that into your own personal story. But there is some sort of blocks in terms of finances here, or delays in terms of financial information coming through or being presented. Let me just get the rest. Collective. It speaks of risky money, gambling. Two more for the collective for this next week, please, Spirit. Child. One more. And yeah, that's the weight. Bloody hell. And the coffin at the base of the deck here. The coffin is a card of misfortune, endings, things is shutting down. Someone, you know, there's a feeling of like being brought down here. You know, it's almost like a sort of feeling that things are not going to go to plan. There's a lot of weight here. This is a card of hardship, karma, struggle. It can be debts, financial debts, stressing about that. I'm not actually seeing stress as such. But basically the central theme is transport, it's trade, it's moving, possibly moving money, transferring money is delayed. And this can be blocking access to someone's finances as well. I'm going to take an overall oracle card. Now the child is a really lovely card of new beginnings. I mean, it is really kind of neutral energy, but it can make things a little bit smaller. I can speak of a new car. Someone may be thinking of, you know, purchasing a new car here. But there's weight on this child, or there's something new. And we do have the 9th house of education here. I don't have the Tower to confirm that, but there's pressure being put on something new, something small. It's almost like there's a feeling of exerting dominance. And may even be blocking access to, you know, someone's finances, to someone's money. An elder will teach you. This could be the elder, the mermaid and the turtle. Collective. I'm hearing a song and I'm not quite getting it yet. Storm angel. Collision of beliefs, styles, attitudes and energies incoming, and something needs to be cleaned up here. There's basically some sort of like power struggle here is the bottom line, and there is a likely enemy that is having an effect on trade, travel, transport, moving money. Powerful blocks to communication. So the cash itself, the money, is in some way blocked, or it's money that's abroad. And there's some sort of risk here in terms of that. House, that is the property, but it can speak of, yeah, there's definitely some sort of risk that somebody's taking here. This is like betting the house on something, you know. Frivolity is a card. It speaks of this Sagittarian energy, which I'm feeling really does want to have some fun, you know. They also want the truth, but this is like, you know, pleasure seeking. And the child can be, you know, immature, maybe a little bit naive, not really conscious of what's coming down the pipe here, or understanding the consequences of their actions. But it's also very, you know, it's non-committal, it's undecided, it's a bit fickle. So this can be, you know, a family matter. We're shrinking it down into a story here involving, you know, your child or your children. Show me the child. Don't bring me down. I don't know if you know if it is a child. Yeah, honestly, somebody does not see the consequences of their action here. And this is a card of serious caution. It's disgrace. It's misfortune. Someone is thinking of taking some sort of risk here. Maybe in terms of, you know, buying property abroad, moving abroad. This is a card of caution. It can be bad news, you know, accidents, mishaps. It feels like there's serious stuff going on here, you know, there's kind of grown up business, but there is an energy here that kind of wants to ignore that and just wants to go and have some fun. And this elder is coming in, probably the bear, possibly, you know, a mother. It's a powerful authority here who's really putting a big stop on it as much as they can. There's a real clash here with the storm angel. There's you know, energies that want to move in very different directions. And it's like saying to a younger or a child, this is not going to end well. If you do this, this is too much of a gamble. It literally could be disastrous. Because the cross really doesn't get any heavier. It is life lessons, you know, this is maybe something that somebody needs to go through. But it can speak of a crisis of faith, a religious trial. But the pressure is coming in terms of someone's money, financial statements. Tell me about the cross. So we're getting into the story here, guys, but, you know, bear in mind the bigger themes of the week. Where did it go? Ah, oh my God, hello? Despair and misfortune. And we've got the coffin. And, you know, it honestly feels, I don't know what position someone is in here, but this is someone who's literally rolling the dice, and whatever they're rolling the dice on is not going to end well. We're leaving the week with the cross. The last card in the deck, the biggest karma card in the deck, confirmed with despair, frustration, anger, annoyed. This could be something that somebody does impulsively. But this is also sort of depicting, there's the money. This is depicting someone who's kind of got a gun to their head. They feel in some way maybe under pressure. I don't know if that's the case. You know, as I say, there is a power play here. There is, you know, struggling for dominance. Who's the boss here? Could be mother and child. Doesn't have to be, but someone is taking a risk here that is going to end very badly. And that's where Saturn's coming in. This, you know, the strict father, saying that this cannot happen. And if you do this, the lessons are going to be incredibly painful, and they're going to affect your money in the main. And maybe they want to go and buy a sports car. Show me the mountain. The mountain, please, Spirit, for the collective reading. Consolation. Consolation sometimes feels like, you know, not having enough, you know. Didn't really get everything that you wanted. It's a little bit of money, it's not a lot. It's a bit of it can be a refund, or... And there's a feeling that somebody wants more than that. And that's where this kind of, you know, there might be some anger coming through here. And bear in mind, the ship can relate to inheritances, financial gains in some way. Tell me about the bear. Okay, so there's the child. Oh, love and prison, fortune. So there's something to do with money here, inheritance, but and there is a child in the mix, or children. Or it may be that somebody just wants to start something new, like, you know, a new venture, and, you know, move abroad. there's something new, but it feels like it is a risk that will not pay off. There's no two ways about it here. And this bear energy, this power, this dominance, is someone who may literally be grounding a child this week, and it's for protection. It's, you know, through love of them, to say, don't go here, don't do this. Yeah, literally lock them in, but this is someone putting their foot down. This is someone coming in with limitations, which is what Saturn is doing. It can speak of censorship in some way, or guilt. Show me the letter. I wish I could get that song. It's in my head. It's an old one. A letter, please. What's a letter for the collective? It actually speaks of like a checkbook, you know, or a check, money being written, money being transferred. Tell me the letter. Tell me the letter. Thanks, letter. Communication yet again. This can be an answer, with it being the actual letter as opposed to, like, you know, the other communication cards in Lenormand. It will speak of like a contract or a document, an application, an approval, an answer. It is formal, and it is to do with wealth, inheritance and money here. So, you know, if you've got a child that's, you know, coming into the trust fund, or they've inherited some money, or they've got a bit of a win, they might be doing something pretty stupid with it. Or there may be something changing there where they maybe just can't get access to it, or maybe this is, you know, you've got a trust fund for your child and you're deciding not to give them access to it because you know they're going to, you know, blow it. Tell me more about the letter. Yeah, it is the child again. This can be communicating to a child, communicating something new, some sort of change. The ship can speak a change. So let's speak about, or look at the bridges. The bridges. When you oh, come on. See you again. I don't know that. Winter, spring, summer or fall, all you have to do is call and I'll be there. You've got a friend. I think somebody is going to need some help this week, because it honestly looks like, and there's consolation come through again in terms of misfortune and despair yet again. The ship. Oh my gosh. Sorrow, sadness, disappointment. Don't bring me down. There's just someone who wants to go and have some fun, but this is ultimately going to bring in a lot of loss and distress to their life. And maybe they're just really frustrated, they can't get where they're going, or they're not getting access to the money. The ship and the fish. A doctor. It's not medical. This is basically a financial advisor of some sort. So there's an issue going on with access to money. Maybe how much someone is getting, maybe when they're getting access to it. There's definitely a dispute here as to how someone is thinking of, you know, investing their money, spending their money, starting a business. It feels like a risk. Someone is probably seeing a financial advisor here. The doctor is any sort of, you know, advisor in the main. It can be someone who's usually pretty caring. I mean, this would be like the trustee, you know, the bank manager. Tell me more about the fish. This may be someone who has lost a lot of money, is struggling with debts. And maybe someone who's looking to, you know, remortgage their house or sell their property. But this is someone who's maybe seeing an estate agent, and this would be property abroad. I just feel that somebody is needing to, you know, rein it in. So on that, I'm going to read the mermaid and the turtle, because this collision can be improved by listening to some sage advice here. Someone needs to listen to some sage advice. And if this is your reading, you're dealing with your child, then you can let them listen to this. They'll think you're crazy. There you go. Although I, the turtle, am a newborn, I have lived lifetimes. I have come through to teach this young one who is of both the land and sea. There are lessons she must understand in order to be of any benefit in this world. She has been a good student of life, and she has earned the right to have the ancient wisdom imparted to her now. I will teach, and if she will listen and become receptive, the deep lessons will be hers. Others will gather round and try to overhear the secrets I share with her, but the knowledge is for her. Soon she will have initiations and teachings in sacred practice, and until then she must listen well to the very old ones, for they know the shape of the future. You are now about to celebrate life's great shifts in more meaningful ways. No more just being a follower, you become an initiator, because you have listened to the wise words of the oldest creature on the planet, the one who carries Gaia on her back. You're about to enter a real relationship with the cycles of the planets, and you will be asked to observe these respectfully thanks to the teaching of an elder. So a mentor, elder, or other wise one will instruct you at this time, but she may come in the form of a young person. So listen and choose this person well. Your mentor must be a good teacher. Indigenous ancestral practices of your bloodline and spirit line are being reclaimed. So somebody really needs to listen to some good advice here, because it could be ultimately financially disastrous, the risk that they're considering taking. So as I say, we got into a wee story there, but if you go back in terms of, you know, the bigger world revised stage, there's messages there. Advice for the collective for the next week. Trader. The trader can speak of the ship, you know, it's literally trades and transports, trade agreements, financial agreements. This is about making sure things are fair, that someone's not acting from their ego, someone's not, you know, exerting their dominance just because. It's making sure things are fair. Everyone gets their fair share. So if this is like an inheritance and you've got like a number of children, this is making sure everybody gets their fair share, and that, you know, information is relayed to them in a way that they can understand the choices that are being made either for them or in terms of how it will affect them. Okay, that is your reading. Please like, subscribe. If you would like a general, my information is below, but please be careful and have a good week. Bye.